so this shit wavy. Yeah. Welcome to the podcast, where you better tune in. You can see the picture, all you gotta do is zoom in. You in your man cave, it's no time for your girlfriend. They talk about the Sixrs and how the Sixrs gon' win. If they take your loss, they gon' hear BG going in. Jenny from the block, that's a lot. They was up 10, now they down 5. You can see it in his eyes, he a fan for life, and he sitting court size. Sports guy, if you know me, I'ma say fly. How I cross you over like when they had AI. I still the ball, I ain't ask you may I. Not at my house, they can bet. I ain't gotta try. Maxie for the 3, he tryin' win. They don't want the time. B tryin' win. I don't wanna see that boy cry. I live by the gun. I'ma shoot. I don't wanna die to eat, sleep Sixes. You should know that it's game time. Alfonso, this shit wavy.
It definitely is game time. Welcome. This is 215, the sports guy. Got my sister right here, Jenny from the block. We got Philadelphia 76ers versus Atlanta Hawks tonight. Nice game, nice Eastern Conference game. Fresh off that 50 burger with French fries. Jen, I wasn't on last show to really get your take on what we saw out there last game. If we could spin the block a little bit, let me know your impression of the team last game. There's a lot of different storylines going on.
Okay, well, I said after the game that I didn't want to speak of this game again, but since you asked, Carl, it was a lot of hot garbage, if you're asking me. I mean, that team, the Wizards, won 3 games, and somehow we were struggling with them all the way up to the end. There should have been no struggle. And BG and Jose were kind enough to remind me that they were, shaking off a little rust from having a few days off and, maybe coming back from being sick. But that doesn't really count for the Wizards also had the same amount of days off. We had plenty of healthy guys that could have stepped up like they did at the Celtics game. So I don't want to hear any of those excuses. I don't want to see anything like that tonight. We have a Trae Youngless Hawks team that should be.
He's not playing.
No, he's not playing. It should be. Simple. We should be able to go out there and do our business. I don't want to see a replica of that Wizards game. I mean, they played terribly. They needed every single one of Embiid's 50 points.
Well, before we get into our first segment, I didn't see the game, so I can't talk much. I saw the box score, and Kelly Oubre, first game back.
Kelly Oubre was definitely one of the bright spots to that game because he came in, he had energy, he showed effort, he was dunking the ball, he was making his shots, he was all over the place. So, yeah, he was definitely a little bit of a spark for that otherwise underwhelming game.
Most definitely. Well, we have segments here, and we'll get to our first segment where we like to whip out our Sixers keys to victory. So, Jen, saying what you said, Trae Youngless Hawks. We played the Hawks with Trae Young, did them dirty with Trae Young. So, what are our keys tonight with no Trae Young to get a clean win out here?
It feels cliche to say don't underestimate your opponent. But, that's exactly what they did with the Wizards. I mean, it just pains me to say that even. The Wizards, they have no one. Thankfully, they have no one on the Wizards that can guard Embiid.
Right.
But apparently, everybody else we had no problems with. And we couldn't guard a damn thing. We played not a lick of defense. So, don't play down to your opponent. And please, please, please play some freaking defense. You might have to exert yourself a little bit, fellas.
Just a little bit.
This is the NBA.
So I'm going to piggyback right off what you said, but I'm going to be more specific. Perimeter defense. has been a huge issue with this team, and it's mainly staying disciplined, knowing when to help, knowing when not to help, knowing who to come off to help with, sliding your feet. These are fundamentals. Hands. I would like to see more effort on the defensive end. And this is the NBA. You leave guys wide open looks, they're going to knock it down. I don't care what team it is. These guys are the best of the best in the world. You leave them open, they're going to hit shots. So I like to see us more effective in the passing lanes and on the perimeter. So that's my take on that.
Yeah.
Um,
So Phil, no Trey tonight. So I don't know how solid they are without Trey. We'll see.
I mean, we saw how we look without Joel Embiid. So you know,
That was a
I don't
sad,
know.
sad situation. My
Uh,
God.
my God. So
That's so
speak
bad.
speaking of Jen,
Mm,
um, I touched on this before, and we've always asked. A lot of people say actually that we don't need any more players on this team. We don't really need to add nothing. We're very deep. I beg to differ. Uh, I think we lack size in the middle,
mm.
specifically. People will say Mo Bamba. I think, yeah, he came out in the media and said the other day that he's getting a raw deal. He's not getting an opportunity to play. What do you say about that, Jen? Should we roll Mo Bamba out there for extended minutes to see what he has?
We talked about this a little bit last time because I did see that quote and I was a little bit taken aback by it because my guy was sitting home. He had just been waived by the Lakers. Like he should be happy to have a job, and he's out here talking about how got a raw deal.
Getting raw deals out
Well,
here.
what? Okay, you
Yeah.
entitled NBA athlete. Anyway, um, I haven't. I mean, we saw one game where Mo Bamba played some decent minutes, right? But I
Yeah,
haven't seen enough of him to really think he's a reliable backup big for Joel Embiid. I
most
mean,
definitely.
he's just not. He hasn't, at least he hasn't shown me in the 20 games that we've had so far. And granted, he hasn't had a lot of time on the floor. I get that. I do. But I don't know. I don't know. Do
Would you be
we do
opposed?
we do we play around and find out?
Right, right.
I
Would
mean,
you
we
be
have this
opposed?
stretch of like 5 bad teams in a row, right?
Exactly.
So if you wanna do some testing of the waters with a Mo Bamba, might be the time to give it a go, right? Don't do it against the Celtics or the Timberwolves.
Right, right, right. I'm not opposed to a Mo Bamba, Paul Reed, uh, you know, ensemble back there. Paul Reed, of course, could be at the power forward or vice versa. I'm not opposed to that. There's more rebounding. Mo Bamba can stretch the floor. He's not a great shooter, but he's a good enough shooter. I would like to see Nurse try that out because the obvious thing when Joel comes out the lineup, teams attack the paint. We lack rim protection and we lack rebounding when Joel is out there. Cannot have that, man, especially with a guy, knock on wood, with an injury history such as Joel Embiid. We don't want to have, I don't like that feeling that we're one injury away from a ninth seed in the playoffs, an eighth seed. I don't like that feeling. So I think we should shore that up. Phil, he's saying Nick don't want to wait to playoffs like Doc did. I got you. I got you.
Yeah, and rolling out that small ball lineup with Marcus Morris at the 5, no.
Yeah,
Maybe you could do that against a smaller team, but you cannot do that against the Milwaukee or, Pelicans or whoever, with big guys. You can't do it. So there's not a reliable backup guy. I mean, Paul Reed, he's great for his minutes, but he's still
for
not,
his minutes.
yeah, he's not 7 feet tall. He's not big. He's not real. I mean, he'll go after rebounds, but he's not real big rim protector type guy going after
So
blocks and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely, absolutely. He's a hustler bustler. He gets dirty, but he ain't gonna pound the boards real crazy, and he's not gonna affect people from going to the wreck. That's not what he does.
Right.
So Keith Pompey just dropped the starting lineup. There's no surprises here. It's the same starting lineup that we've been rolling out. Maxey at the point, Melton at the 2, Harris at the small forward, Batum at the four, and Mr. 50 Burger at the 5. I
Mr.
got
Scoring Champion, ahead in the scoring again for a third straight year. Only
okay.
20 games in, but we'll see. So I have a question for you, Carl. And
Give
that
it to me.
question is, what do you think of Batum starting? Should he continue to? Should they experiment with maybe another guy in that spot now that we have a plethora of dudes who can play that position? What do you think?
What I think is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. He's not going to give you gaudy stats. He's not going to give you the flashy dunks. But some guys, and for people out there who play basketball, some guys you like having on your team because they just help you win. They like having them on your starting five because they do little things that just make everybody else better. He's one of those guys. The extra pass, the defense that has. He's an elite defender for his age, solid defender. He'll grab rebounds. He'll make space for other people to grab rebounds. He does the little things on the floor. And sliding down this bench, I can't really find nobody that I will put into that fourth spot to start with Joel Embiid. I want to keep Oubre off the bench. You see how the bench struggled without him on this team. Some guys in this league, Jamal Crawford is one of those guys. They're great players. They might be greater than a starting player, but you need that off the bench. This guy is instant 20 points off the bench, like clockwork. It's not a lot of guys in the NBA that could do that. Creates his own shot. Go ahead.
No, no, I was gonna say exactly. That's 100% true. But I mean, again, we have these 5 games where we're playing teams that are under 500. And a couple of times we're playing teams that are just flat out bad with 2, 3 wins of the entire season. So now's a good time to figure things out. So maybe Rocco in the starting lineup, see how he does.
What do you
Maybe
what do you think about that?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, like I
I
said,
didn't think about that.
now might be a time to experiment. I'm not against it. We give it a shot. I don't mind Batum in the starting lineup. I think he's kind of, he's playing his role, but he's starting to get into like that PJ vibe where he's not really doing a whole lot offensively. And we can't really have a game. I mean, I guess we can if we have Joel scoring 50, but we can't expect Joel to have 50 points each night. We need somebody else who can score, especially with Tobias and the slump he's in, which is
Jesus Lord.
another point I wanted to bring. I know you gave Tobias some criticism, let's say, to put it kindly, last season. So it took him a while to get back in your good graces. So where are you seeing him now?
It's tough, man. It's tough because on one end, this guy came into the season playing the best ball out of any of the Sixers on the roster, shooting at a great clip. Defense was immaculate, but now he's in that sunken place, that place that he was in when Doc was here, where he just looks lost out there, out of rhythm. And, this has been for games now. I would say at least 7 games or so. He's just been in this spot. And, if Joel doesn't drop a 50 burger or Tyrese Maxey doesn't have a 28-point night or a 27-point night, we need him to score his 17, 16 points a game. Bro, that's all we're asking of you. And the game before last, he was attacking. He said coach wants him to stay aggressive, but there's guys that attack with the purpose of scoring, and it is guys that attack stupidly.
Hmm.
You go into the paint with 2 shot blockers down there and throw up a layup. What's going to happen, Tobias? It's going to get blocked. I just want to see smart basketball from him, efficient basketball, and play off your teammates. You have the best player in the NBA on your team. You get a lot of open looks. Tobias needs to work off the ball a little bit more to get easy looks. He needs to watch Kelly Oubre and how he does things. So that's my take on it.
I hear you. That
That's my
seems to be a bit of a I don't want to say argument, but differing of opinions in our chat right now. S Dots seems to think we're not winning anything with number 12. And
Jesus.
a lot of people feel that way, but then you have your Todd Greens who say, he'll be fine. He does a little slumping and then he comes out of it and he's fine.
He does. He does.
And I'm like I guess I kind of fall on the Todd Green side of things. I think that Tobias will definitely come out of this slump. However, that doesn't change the fact that it's frustrating as hell to watch him while he's in it because I'm not sure that he really recognizes what he's doing wrong.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
I think he wants to
Mm-mm.
like blame everything else and doesn't not really looking into what he could do to change things to make it better. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not in his shoes, so it's hard to say.
Before our over unders, I would like to put out there that I'll take the crumble cookie right now, Tobias.
Are you
I
gonna
I
at
will
least get the whole box?
I will take the crumble cookie right now, Tobias, from what you've been showing. But like I said, there's not too many guys in this game that are two-way players. He's a defender and he's a solid offensive player when hitting. But when he's not hitting, it's god awful out there. So right now we're going to get into our segment for all you FanDuel goers, all you bet MGM people. Yeah, Ty, crumble cookie, I said. The people that like to put some change on some things. Okay, we call it BG's over unders. Sorry, we ain't got all the fancy smancy stuff for you right now.
Oh
We're gonna
no,
give
it's
how we
time
do.
for BG's over and under.
There we go. Then got it. So our first over under comes with the guy who just was in an accident over a month ago, and he's back in the lineup. Kelly Oubre, 14.5 points. 14.5 points. Over, under, Jen.
I'm gonna go with over. I mean, Atlanta's not a great team. So, and Kelly, I think last game he only played a few minutes in the first half, but then in the second half he really got rolling and that's when he did the majority of his scoring. So I think he can definitely get 15 points. I'm
I
going with
think
the over.
BG was a little lazy with these over unders. The guy's averaging damn near 20 points a game. He's automatic. And I understand he's coming off the rib injury, so BG probably put some thoughts into that. He scored 19 points last game, if I'm not mistaken, against a lesser opponent. I think this team is a little bit better. They have better wing defenders for him, but I definitely think he gets over 15 points tonight. I'll take the over. So, our second over under has to do with a guy who ate a 50-piece buffalo wing last game. Extra crispy, okay? With a milkshake. Embiid, 2.5 blocks. Over, under, Jen.
I wish I knew what he was averaging on blocks at the top of my head, but I don't think it's two.
No?
I don't know. If any of you know how many blocks Embiid is averaging this season, put it in the chat.
Put it up.
I don't think it would be that hard for him to do. It's just
Well, 1.8.
does he get
1.8.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, does he go out there and give all effort to that's an effort thing,
yeah,
right? That
yeah.
is effort and really being locked in. I'm just wondering if he's going to be playing the whole game. I mean, I hope he isn't
Yeah, definitely.
because I'm hoping that they do what they're supposed to do and he's not playing all 4 quarters. So I don't know. I'm giving you a long rambling answer to say
Yeah, you are as you're thinking about it.
I'm
I'm
gonna
waiting for
take
it,
the
Jen.
under.
I think I think this guy's averaging damn near 2 blocks a game. Um, Embiid is a confidence type of player. When he's feeling good, he's rolling. You know. So saying that to say, I think he's going to have 4 blocks tonight.
Oh,
So I'll take the
biggins.
over.
All right.
O-
I'm here for it.
Okay. So our last and final over under has to do with Mr. Crumble Cookie himself.
Phil agrees with me.
Okay, Phil. So he's had a subpar scoring stretch. He hasn't been his best self. So, I believe BG's putting his average up here. So we're going Tobias Harris, 17.5 points. Tobias Harris, 17.5 points. Talk to me.
Tobias Harris, 17.5 points. The way he's been playing lately with the 6 and the 8, I'm going under, under, under. I'm going under.
You know what? I think I think we've upgraded coaches. And I think this coach really recognizes how to flip the switch on certain guys. He knows people. He was a professor. He's very educated. He studied people. I think he's going to find a way to flip the switch on Tobias tonight against a lesser opponent. I'll take the over.
Prophet said even. We can't be even. There's no
Come
half
on,
points
Prophet.
in basketball.
Come on. You can't make a bet on FanDuel and say even. They're going to laugh at you. So, we're at our 5 minute marker where we like to go bold. We like to predict some stats from somebody that somebody might not be thinking about. I'm going to go Tyrese Maxey, 40 burger tonight.
You
I think
stole
he's,
mine. You
it's
stole it. You
okay.
read my
It's okay.
mind and you stole it.
I
Get
think
out of
him
my
and Joel got,
brain. Get out of my
I think,
brain,
I
Carl.
think him and Joel got a little thing going on. I think, there's a little competition going on, a healthy competition. So I like him to step up tonight after that 50 burger with fries. How about
All
you?
right. Well, we've been doing a little slide on the rebounding, but I think tonight we're going to pick it back up and we're going for 50. 50
Whoa,
rebounds. 50 team rebounds tonight.
whoa,
Mm.
whoa. Ant is saying, bold prediction, Reed double tonight.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I ain't
I
mad
love
at you.
Jaden
Messing
Springer over 10
over 10
minutes.
minutes.
Has he even seen the sun?
I don't know, but it's better than last year riding the train back and forth from Delaware to Philly,
You're
Delaware to
not
Philly,
wrong.
Delaware to Philly. He's here now. He actually has a property he owns, hopefully, or renting. So he's living here. So
I mean,
Phil is
he's under
saying,
contract. He's got another whole year on his contract. You better get something out of this guy. You know what I'm saying? Especially
yeah,
with this next stretch of games where we play subpar opponents. If
I
it were
think,
me and I were the coach, that's what
yeah,
I would be doing.
I think he's in a log jam with Patrick Beverly. I think Springer is a younger version of Patrick Beverly. So, even though he likes to play Springer with Bev, they're damn near the same player. You know, uh, Pat is a little bit more experienced and he has a little bit more fire in his belly at this point in his career. He's definitely playing well, and I was about to poop on him a few games ago because I wasn't really seeing nothing from him out there. But somebody lit the fuse. He's the type of player that need his fuse lit, and having Joel out for that game, I think really it strikes something in him. He doesn't want to be disrespected out there because Joel's not at. So salute to him. So for those who wonder who is that in the beginning of our podcast, is brother Fred G's. Fred G's. And you
Yeah, I'm
could
sorry I
definitely,
took the banner off. I thought it because it
it's
usually
okay.
it plays like the whole it plays part of the intro and then it pops into the song, but then it played the whole intro and it didn't pop into the song, so I thought there was something wrong. So that's why I changed
No,
it.
it's okay. It's okay. We will play it again for you guys after post game. For those who didn't hear it, for those who are in the chat, all 21,000 of you right now. For those for those who are in the chat, uh, this is the people's podcast, man. We're nothing without y'all. So when y'all in here chopping it up, chop it up with us. Get in the chat. Speak your mind. We're all Sixers fans. That's why we started this. And you guys, we want you to be a part of the
The
process.
process.
Okay. So, with that being said, look up top. You will see that we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. We relied on word of mouth advertisement. So, Jen, what do we need people to do?
We need y'all to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend that our other two brothers sold us out tonight.
Boom.
We went on without him.
Boom. So if you didn't understand that in English, I'm gonna give it to you in Spanish.
Oh
No te
boy.
vide. No te vide. Arrecide. That's all I'm gonna give you tonight. You're gonna have to tune in the post game for the rest of it while I give you the rest of it. All I know is whippa. Go Sixers.
Whippa! Go Sixers. Hope to see you all after the game.
Peace out. Much love. Hold up.